Howdy folks, Greyhawk 4x4 coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer. And it's Beer 30. Let's go. So today's selection is, I've been wanting to try this for a while. This is from Rogue Brewing, one of my favorite breweries. This is their double chocolate stout. And this is the 1 pint, 9.4 ounce bottle, gigantic bottle. And this thing it's 9% alcohol. So I'm guessing one of these over the period of a couple of hours will do me just fine. But today's edition of Beer 30 is going to be the Memorial Day edition. And I want to tell a quick story. But beforehand, let me sample this a little and we'll tell you about this. I've never had a beer that I actually could say that I tasted chocolate. I've had beers where they used chocolate malts, what they call dark roasted what they call chocolate malts. But this one, I can actually taste chocolate, that they've added chocolate to the beer. And that's a good thing. Because who doesn't love chocolate and who doesn't love beer? Wow. But again, I'll be working on that for a while. So, I wanted to do a video for Memorial Day. And I thought, what more fitting than to do a Beer 30. And the reason I'm doing that is because I see a lot of posts on Facebook and social media and so forth that are saying, oh, in case you thought that Memorial Day was about, having a beer or having a barbecue or whatever, it's about honoring those that gave their lives for our freedom, etc. Well, in truth, it's both. The folks that bravely gave their lives in service of our country, they did it specifically so that our way of life could continue unthreatened. And what I mean by that is, if you were to be able to communicate with any of them that had served and had given their lives, they would say, for Memorial Day, they would say there is no better tribute than for everybody to go and do the things that they want to do, that they enjoy. If you want to go to the beach, go to the beach. If you want to have a barbecue in your backyard, have a barbecue. If you want to have a Rogue double chocolate stout, have a Rogue double chocolate stout and enjoy it. So it's both. I would say, having served, I did not serve during in combat. However, I did lose 2 friends during my time in the service that were serving overseas in Germany with me. We lost Sergeant Chavez and we lost Private Lupo. Sergeant Chavez died under suspicious circumstances. No one really knows what happened to him. The official report was that he was found in the Main River, which is a river goes through Aschaffenburg where we were stationed, and that he had alcohol in his body, and they believed that he fell in and drowned. But there were reports from witnesses that saw him at a German bar, that he was sitting with some German nationals. At least they spoke German or whatever, and he left with them. And that's all we know. Then he was found, and it was a couple of weeks or 3 weeks later that his body was found in the river. And the only other thing that we know is that his jacket was found that night that he disappeared, and his wallet and everything was in there, including cash. However, his his United States military ID was missing. It was the only thing that was missing. So there, when I say suspicious circumstances, there is a lot of theories that they could have been members of the neo-Nazi party or the Red Army faction. Both were active in the 80s when we were there. There were several terrorist attacks that they took responsibility for in Germany during our time. So we just don't know what happened to him. Sergeant Chavez was a family man. He was a lifer. He was going to stay in the military for his 20 years or whatever to retire. He was not the type to go out and get sloppy drunk and go fall in a river. He's the type that might have went out to have a beer and then intend to go back home, but something stopped him from going home. That makes a lot more sense. So we just don't know. But unfortunately, he did lose his life in Germany. Private Lupo was he worked in maintenance, and it was in the middle of the night. We were in the field in the German forest, which, if anybody's ever been there, at night you're not allowed to use, in the military, you're not allowed to use a lot of light. It's called noise and light discipline. You're supposed to do things as much as you can in the dark so that you don't give your position away to the enemy, etc. And so during field exercises, that's how you have to do things. Well, what he was trying to do is he was trying to hook up a tow bar between two large vehicles. I believe it was a wrecker, and he was trying to tow a 5-ton. Whoever was driving the 5-ton did not left it in neutral and did not engage the parking brake or whatever. And as he was trying to hook up the tow bar, the 5-ton rolled upon him and crushed him between the 5-ton and the wrecker. And he died, I believe, the next day in the hospital. So that was during what they call an RTEP, an Army Readiness Training Exercise Program. And it was where they would come out and evaluate you in the field to make sure that your unit was battle ready. So you have to simulate everything as if you were in wartime. So you go without sleep. It was not uncommon to go 2 straight days without any sleep because they want you to simulate what it would be like if you were in wartime. You may have to go 2 days without sleep. So fatigue and exhaustion and those types of things were very real, and accidents do happen when you're tired. So any of those things or all of those could have contributed to his death. So those are the 2 friends that I served with that we lost. It was peacetime over in Germany, but it was during the Cold War. We served during what they call the Cold War. So I thought that I would toast them and say, Sergeant Chavez and Private Lupo, thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. And tomorrow on Memorial Day, I am going to enjoy myself. However, I will be thinking about you, both of you, and all of the other service members that gave the ultimate sacrifice so that the rest of us could play Dungeons and Dragons, or video games, or go fly a kite, or barbecue, or go to the beach, or whatever, and enjoy our day. That's because you were willing to make that ultimate sacrifice. And we all, speaking for all of us, we salute you. Cheers. That is one delicious beer. Now, having said that, this is $16 at our local state liquor store. So I think I don't think it's a regular product. I think this was a special run because when I was in Portland and I went to the Rogue Brewery there, I didn't see any of these. I saw a lot of other different styles and things like that. So I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping I'll be able to get this. But at $16 for one bottle, it will be for special occasions only. So that'll do it for this edition of Beer 30. Enjoy your Memorial Day. Remember those who sacrificed, and have a rip-roaring time, whatever it is that you're going to do. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.